Dear students in grade 12, good afternoon. Welcome to our English session for today, in which we are going to talk about Unit 4. Well, dear students, dear colleagues, at the beginning of this seminar, let me introduce my colleagues who are going to participate in this seminar. Miss Wala As-Safir, an English teacher from Damascus countryside. Good afternoon, Miss Wala. Good afternoon. And Mr. Hussam Al-Mahmoud, an English teacher in Tartus Directorate. Good afternoon, Mr. Hussam.
Good afternoon,
well, dear students, as you know, our seminar for today is about Unit 4 for the scientific section, of course, which is engineering, Unit 4, engineering in the scientific section. Before we start our session for today, it is very important to talk about the answer sheet. I mean, we have designed in the Ministry of Education an answer sheet for the new format of the English exam for both grade 9 and grade 12. Of course, there will be a new answer sheet. It is different in numbers, as you know. So I'm going to talk in Arabic to explain the answer sheet for grade 9. We will start with grade 9, then we can talk about grade 12. So أعزائي الطلاب، كما تعلمون وزارة التربية، طبعا مديرية الامتحانات في وزارة التربية نتيجة تعميم النموذج الجديد للامتحان بما يتعلق بالسلسلة الجديدة إيمار. هناك نموذج امتحاني معمم وصيغة جديدة للامتحان، وبالتالي تختلف أرقام الأسئلة عما كانت عليه في النموذج السابق للمنهاج القديم. وبالتالي نشكر طبعا تعاون مديرية الامتحانات في وزارة التربية مع مكتب التوجيه الأول لإعداد هذه الورقة، لأنها تم إعدادها بشكل سلس وسهل للطالب. سأعرض الورقة أمامكم الآن للصف التاسع. طلاب الصف التاسع، كما تشاهدون بإمكاننا أن نستخدم اللابتوب. شكرا جزيلا. طبعا الورقة ورقة الإجابة تتألف من، خلينا نقول، 3 صفحات. في الصفحة الأولى كما تشاهدون نحن قسمنا الامتحان إلى 3 محاور رئيسية. محور القراءة reading، هذا المحور كما تشاهدون يحتوي على 10 بنود. هناك نصين، لكل نص 5 بنود أو 5 أسئلة. كما تشاهدون الورقة مرقمة، لا يحتاج الطالب سوى كتابة الإجابة. لا داعي لأن يكتب الإجابة كاملة، بإمكانه أن يكتب الحرف الذي يشير إلى الجواب الصحيح. الحرف A الإجابة الأولى، أو الخيار B، ممكن يأخذ الطالب الخيار B، أو الخيار C الخيار الثالث، أو الخيار D وهو الخيار الرابع. فلا داعي للطالب أن يكتب الإجابة، فقط يكتب الحرف الذي يشير إلى الخيار الصحيح، الحرف A أو الحرف B أو الحرف C أو الحرف D. أي إجابة اختار فقط لا غير، لا يحتاج أكثر من ذلك. في المحور الثاني كما تشاهدون طبعا العنوان هو Use of English، استخدام اللغوي. هناك مهارات كما تحدثنا أو كما ذكرنا في التعميم الوزاري المعمم على كافة محافظات القطر، بأن هذا المحور سيتطرق إلى كافة المهارات الموجودة في المنهاج ما عدا مهارة القراءة ومهارة الكتابة. إذن هذا المحور سيتطرق إلى القواعد بالتأكيد، يعني مهارات القواعد مختلفة، تراكيب، أزمنة، مفردات، حتى مهارات النطق pronunciation بالنسبة للتاسع والبكالوريا، وأيضا مهارات أخرى، تراكيب، تعابير مختلفة ربما. كل المهارات الموجودة في الكتاب بإمكاننا أن ندرجها في هذا المحور. هذا المحور للصف التاسع طبعا يتألف من 20 بند، من الرقم 11 كما تشاهدون ومسلسل حسب الورقة حتى الرقم 30 ينتهي في الورقة الثانية كما تشاهدون إلى الرقم 30. هنا انتهى المحور الثاني. إذن الطالب لا يكتب شيء، فقط يكتب الحرف الذي يشير إلى الخيار الصحيح. هل الإجابة هي الإجابة الأولى حسب ما يختار الطالب A، أم هي B، أم C، أم D. لا يكتب غير ذلك، لا داعي أن يكتب شيء. في محور الثالث من الورقة كما تشاهدون أعزائي الطلاب سيكون هناك طبعا بمحور الكتابة يتألف محور كتابة من 3 أسئلة رئيسية. السؤال الأول طبعا وهو صياغة أسئلة making questions، يعني يعطى الطالب 4 جمل وهناك خط كلمة من الجملة تحتها خط وعليه أن يسأل عن هذه الكلمة. يعني مثلا أعطينا أمثلة كثيرة. عمر for example played tennis yesterday، ربما يكون الخط تحت yesterday، فعليه أن يسأل عن كلمة yesterday، يعني بده يسأل عن التايم، عن الوقت، وبالتالي بده يستخدم أداة السؤال when وإلى آخره. هناك تساؤلات كثيرة فيما يتعلق بأيضا سلم التصحيح. الطالب عليه أن يكتب السؤال بشكل صحيح وكامل، أي خطأ سيحاسب عليه. إذا كتب فقط أداة السؤال لا يكفي، يعني إما أن يكتب الطالب الإجابة كاملة ويأخذ العلامة، وإما لا يأخذ العلامة. يعني كان في السلم السابق أنه إذا أخطأ الطالب في كتابة أو اختيار أداة السؤال بده يكتب وين، كتب وير، خلص راحت العلامة، لأنه ما عرف، هون ما عاد في مجال، لأنه الكلمة تحتها خط وعليه أن يسأل عن هذه الكلمة، فإما أصاب وإما لم يصب. وهذا أيضا من أحد إيجابيات حقيقة النموذج الامتحاني الجديد. سابقا كان هناك معاناة حتى عند الزملاء المصححين في تقدير العلامة والاختلاف أحيانا على علامة المستحقة. الآن لا يوجد، إما الجواب صحيح أو الجواب خطأ. فهناك 4 بنود لهذا السؤال، وهو السؤال A. ننتقل إلى السؤال B. هنا طبعا هون في هناك معلومة مكتوبة كما تشاهدون أعزائي الطلاب على الصفحة الثانية، ما بعرف إذا معنا على اللابتوب زملائنا في الإخراج، شكرا. يكتب الموضوع في الصفحة المخصصة له. لا يستطيع الطالب أن يكتب الموضوع هنا وهنا. يعني نحث زملائنا المدرسين وزملائنا يعني الموجهين الاختصاصيين في الميدان الإشارة إلى ذلك وتوضيح الأمر لكل أبنائنا الطلبة الأعزاء أن الموضوع يكتب في الصفحة الأخيرة وله مكان مخصص، لا يجب أن يكتب موضوع في أي مكان آخر. ننتقل إلى الصفحة التي تلي ذلك، وهي الصفحة الثالثة. هذه خصصت مسودة لا تصحح، خصصت للطالب ولن تصحح، بإمكان الطالب أن يكتب ما يشاء على هاتين الصفحتين. ننتقل إلى الصفحة الأخيرة من الورقة الامتحانية. هناك طبعا السؤال B. هنا حسب التعميم الوزاري قد يعطى الطالب 4 جمل منفصلة، لكل جملة هناك خطأ وعليه أن يحدد هذا الخطأ ويصوب هذا الخطأ، أو أن يشير له أن هذا الخطأ، أو قد يكون هناك باراجراف، يعني مقطع صغير لا يتجاوز 50 كلمة. هناك هذا المقطع يحتوي ربما على 4 أخطاء. هذه الأخطاء متنوعة، قد تكون قواعد، إملاء، علامات ترقيم، كابيتاليزيشن، أي نوع من الخطأ. عليه أن يعرف هذا أداة ربط ربما تكون خاطئة، عليه أن يعرف مكان الخطأ وأن يعيد كتابة الباراجراف أو الفقرة أو المقطع بشكل صحيح مع تصويب الأخطاء. هذا بالنسبة لذلك هذا الفراغ مخصص له. أما الفراغ المخصص للموضوع فهو تحت عنوان composition، وأعتقد أن هذا الفراغ كافي تماما ليكتب الطالب الموضوع. هذا فيما يتعلق بالورقة الامتحانية لطلاب الصف التاسع. أما بالنسبة لزملائنا ننتقل الآن للحديث عن طلابنا بالنسبة للحديث عن الورقة الامتحانية للشهادة الثانوية. كما تشاهدون زملائنا أبناء الطلبة أعزائنا الطلبة، هذه هي الورقة الامتحانية المخصصة للصف الثالث ثانوي. هناك كان تغيير حقيقة في صادفت يعني هناك كان إشكال حقيقة في موضوع الفرع العلمي والفرع الأدبي. كما نعلم حسب التعميم كان هناك عدد الأسئلة للفرع الأدبي أكيد كانت أكثر من عدد أسئلة أو البنود الأسئلة، يعني عددها بالأدبي أكثر من الفرع العلمي، لكن فيما بعد تم اتخاذ قرار بأنه يكون عدد الأسئلة أو بنود الأسئلة واحدة لكلا الفرعين العلمي والأدبي. والسبب في ذلك ورقة الإجابة، حتى ما يكون هناك خلط في الامتحان ويعطى الطالب ربما ورقة إجابة علمي وهو أدبي، وهناك الورقة مرقمة بأرقام مختلفة، وبالتالي ربما يعني كان في هناك خوف من أنه يكون في أخطاء من قبل أبنائنا الطلبة. لذلك تم الاتفاق على أنه يكون بنود الأسئلة واحدة للفرعين، لكن الوزن هنا يعطى كون الأدبي له 400 درجة مخصصة للامتحان والعلمي له 300 درجة، فوزن السؤال يختلف وطريقة السؤال ربما تختلف، وقطعا ستكون الأسئلة مختلفة بين الفرع العلمي والفرع الأدبي. نبدأ بالصفحة الأولى. كما تشاهدون أبناء الطلبة الصفحة الأولى أيضا مرقمة بالنسبة لمحور القراءة. ما عاد في هون محاور لحتى نستغل المساحات في الورقة. الصف التاسع معنونة المحاور، هون ما في داعي نعنون المحاور، هون في أرقام للأسئلة، فهناك الرقم من 1 الصفحة الأولى للرقم 38 مرقمة الصفحة الأولى، وغطت 38 بند أو 38 سؤال في صفحة واحدة. وحسب ما شايفين بالصورة أبناء الطلبة لا يوجد فراغ إطلاقا أو مساحة لكتابة الإجابة، يعني ما في داعي الطالب يكتب الإجابة على الإطلاق، عليه أن يكتب رمز الإجابة في الحقل المخصص ويتأكد من أي إجابة أو أي من الخيارات الأربعة هو الخيار الصحيح، ويكتب هنا الإجابة هل هي A أو الإجابة B أو C أو D فقط لا غير. وعليه أن يستخدم طبعا هناك تعليمات امتحانية، القلم الأزرق الناشف، ربما يستطيع أن يكتب الإجابات على المسودة ومن ثم يتأكد منها ومن ثم يتخذ قراره الطالب ويكتب الإجابة النهائية على المكان المخصص. طيب، أو في المكان المخصص. بالنسبة للصفحة الثانية أبناء الطلبة كما تشاهدون أيضا انتقلنا مباشرة الآن. الصفحة الأولى غطت محورين مباشرة، محور القراءة والاستخدام اللغوي المحور الثاني. ننتقل للصفحة الثانية وهي محور الكتابة، وكما تحدثنا عن الصف التاسع نفس الطريقة بالنسبة للصف الثالث ثانوي بفرعيه العلمي والأدبي. الورقة المحور يقسم إلى 3 أسئلة رئيسية. السؤال الأول هو A وهناك 4 بنود، رقم 39 40 41 42، وأعطينا مساحة زائدة حتى يتمكن الطالب من أن يكتب السؤال بشكل يعني مريح، وتركنا 3 أسطر أعتقد كافية تماما لكتابة السؤال، حتى لو كان طالب خطه كبير. هناك طلاب خطهم كبير أكبر من غير زملاء أو زملائهم، وبالتالي هذه المساحة كافية أعتقد ومريحة. السؤال بنفس الأمر الذي تحدثنا عنه في الصف التاسع، هنا أيضا هناك يعطى الطالب 4 جمل، لكل جملة في خطأ عليه أن يحدد الخطأ ويصوبه أو يحدد الخطأ فقط، أو أن يعطى فقرة أو مقطع يحتوي على 4 أخطاء أو 8 أخطاء حسب الأخطاء، حسب النموذج الوزاري أعتقد هي 4 أخطاء، وعليه أن يصوب هذه الأخطاء ويكتب أو يعيد كتابة المقطع بشكل صحيح. والموضوع كما تشاهدون هناك ملاحظة أيضا، الموضوع يكتب في الحقل المخصص له وهو الصفحة الأخيرة. الصفحة الثالثة هي أعتقد مسودة لا تصحح كما تشاهدون، وهي صفحة واحدة مسودة للصف الثالث ثانوي وهي كافية أعتقد، لأنه ما حيكتب شيء، هو بس بده يقرر الجواب الصح. فإذا الموضوع يتعلق بالتفكير وتحليل ما يقرأ واتخاذ القرار السليم بتحديد الإجابة الصحيحة. أما الصفحة الأخيرة تركت لكتابة موضوع الإنشاء. إذن موضوع الإنشاء أبناء الطلبة يكتب في الصفحة الأخيرة تحت عنوان composition. لا يمكن للطالب أن يكتب الموضوع في غير هذه الصفحة، إذا كتبه في غير مكانه لا يوجد مكان أصلا مخصص لكتابة موضوع سوى هذا المكان. فأتمنى في هذه العجالة يعني في هذا الشرح أن نكون قد وفقنا بإعطاء فكرة واضحة لأبنائنا الطلاب في الشهادتين، الصف التاسع الأساسي والثالث ثانوي، وأيضا زملائنا المدرسين في الميدان وزملائنا في التوجيه الاختصاصي، ونتمنى منهم أن يعني ينقلوا هذا الأمر لكل أبنائنا الطلبة في كافة مدارس القطر. هذا فيما يتعلق بورقة الإجابة الامتحانية حول النموذج الامتحاني الجديد. أنا تحدثت عن النموذج الامتحاني الجديد للمنهاج الجديد، لا يتعلق الأمر بالمنهاج القديم. المنهاج القديم ورقة الإجابة كما هي وهي مصممة والطلاب بيعرفوها سابقا، هل اللي قدموا تاسع أو قدموا بكالوريا للعام الماضي وبدهم يعيدوا مثلا الامتحان، أو هناك محافظات طبعا هناك في طلاب بدهم يقدموا بالمنهاج القديم، فالمنهاج القديم له ورقة مصممة ومعروفة مسبقا. أنا تحدثت عن النموذج الامتحاني الجديد الذي يتعلق بالمنهاج الجديد والسلسلة الجديدة لمادة اللغة الإنجليزية إيمار. هذا كل ما يتعلق ب أعتقد النموذج الامتحاني أو ورقة الإجابة حول النموذج الامتحاني الجديد. الآن أستطيع أن أبدأ الحوار مع زملائي وأستخدم اللغة الإنجليزية الآن. اسمحوا لي. Let me first again introduce my colleagues, Ms. Wala Safir, Mr. Hussam Mahmoud. Thanks for coming from Tartus, Mr. Hussam. Thanks for you, Ms. Wala.
Thank you.
Dear students, as we said at the beginning of this session, our topic for today is Unit 4. I'm talking about Unit 4 in the scientific section, which is engineering, as you can see. Now, let me first read before reading or before going to the PowerPoint and let's say present some ideas about engineering. Let me talk about the unit itself, engineering. As you can see, dear students, in this unit, page 39, in the scientific section, we have a books at the beginning of each unit. Let's read the books. What are the ideas or the contents of Unit 4? In listening, we have listening for details. So this is a skill when you listen to get some information about something. So here you are listening to get details about something. So we are going to ask you about some details. This is for the listening skill. In speaking, asking for and giving information. In every unit, we have to know. Each student has to master this skill. I know he must be able to ask about something and to give information about something. Here, the topic is engineering. He has to ask about engineering, about this job, types of engineering maybe, history of engineering, some information about engineering, and he must be able to give information about this. So this is a skill. In the reading skill, here we have history of engineering. We are going to read a text about history of engineering, and then in writing we have to write an article about the role of engineering in our life. Of course, as you know, engineering has an important role, a vital role in our life. In grammar, we have the causative form. In pronunciation, we have a new skill which is called elision. In elision. Vocabulary, of course, we have some phrasal verbs in this unit. We are going to talk about them and explain them. And we have some prepositions of movement in this unit. Of course, why prepositions of movement? Because I think they are related to engineering. Yeah. That's why we decided to, let's say, to put some prepositions of movement in this unit. In everyday English, we have two skills here, hesitation and uncertainty. How to express hesitation? If someone is hesitated, what can he say? If you are uncertain about something, not sure about something, what do you say in this case? So we are going to talk about all these things. Now let's move on for page 40, I think. Page 40, this is the beginning of the text, sorry. Here I'm going to ask Miss Wala some questions about the introduction of this text. What is engineering, Miss Wala? We can read, of course, the introduction, talk about, give some information about this science, engineering.
Yeah, before we start, let's talk about the aim of engineering. The aim of it is to solve problems and to improve lives.
Good.
There were basic inventions such as pulley, lever, and the wheel, which were foundation stone of this field.
So this is the main information.
Yeah, about
every student must have this information. Throughout history, people have tried to design or invent some devices or some tools to solve some problems. Let's talk about, let's say, the waterways in Hama, waterfalls. Maybe the level of the river in Hama, Al-Asi River, right? And the farmers, their lands maybe are, the level of their lands were higher than the level of the river. So they began to think how we could get the water of the river to irrigate our lands. So they began to think, and they found a solution, which is the water wheels in Hama. So these water wheels carry the water from a lower level to a higher level. This is what we call engineering. So engineering was found to solve problems, to find solutions in our life. This is the main idea of engineering. Thanks, Miss Wala. So what about the ancient era? Now, let's talk about the history from the very beginning. In the ancient era, when engineering as an idea, this way, was found. So what about this? Can you tell us about the ancient era?
Simple classical machines emerged first. This period, the ancient era, characterized by the invention of the wheel in Mesopotamia. We have also the oldest...
Can you use the laptop, please? Thank you.
The oldest architect, Imhotep, who designed Djoser in Egypt, and he was the first person in history who used columns in architecture. And during this period, the oldest practical water-powered machines appeared in Persia also.
Mm-hmm. That's everything about, the ancient era. So in this period, there were, let's say, inventions. Some simple classical machines in the Near East, invention of the wheel in Mesopotamia. What is Mesopotamia? What do we mean when we say Mesopotamia? It is the region between
Syria and Iraq nowadays.
Tigris River and Euphrates River, which is called now New Iraq. It is New Iraq. Yes, it is the region between these two rivers. So in the past, it was called Mesopotamia. Yes, the pyramid of Djoser, Saqqara in Egypt, and the last one, the first practical water-powered machines in Persia. Thank you very much, Ms. Wala. Mr. Hussam, what about this science in the Middle Ages? Of course, it developed in the Middle Ages, and let's say history or the world witnessed, let's say, or engineering witnessed new inventions in this period. What can you tell us about this, please?
During the Middle Ages, the first beginning that was noticed about inventions or engineering was the invention of the cotton gin by the Indians. Indian farmers found that they were producing a great deal of cotton, but this material, which is cotton, should be used in a more practical way. So one of them, who was actually an engineer, invented the cotton gin. Then
the laptop, please. We can use the laptop. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Then there was the wind-powered machines. As you have just said, the Nauras in Hama, okay, the water wheels there, they appeared in that period, in the Middle Ages.
Yes.
Engineers started to think about something that make them raise or get the water from the rivers to their higher lands, higher than the river itself. So they invented wind-powered machines. Even for the wheat, when they harvest the wheat, they started to think how
wind-powered, water-powered machines.
Yes. Okay. They started to think about how to grind these wheat seeds. Okay.
Good.
Then they invented the watermill to make flour. Let's say. Next, they started to think about, especially in the period, in the Arabic period, or in the Arabic area, they think about how to make this cotton something else.
Yes.
Something like clothes to wear, to be worn. So they invented the spinning wheel, and it was invented. We have to notice that it was invented by the Arabs, the Arab engineers.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Thank you very much. After this period, Ms. Wala, I think we have the
European Renaissance.
European Renaissance or Renaissance.
Yeah.
Both are correct. We can say Renaissance or Renaissance.
Renaissance.
Good. what do you mean when we say European Renaissance or Renaissance?
It was a start of the maybe industrial revolution in Europe.
Yes. So let's talk about it, please.
Yeah. It started with the invention of steam engine by the mechanical engineer Thomas Savery. And this invention was the foundation stone of industrial revolution. And maybe after that we have many types of engines which were produced with different functions in this period. So we have in this period the start of mechanical engineering.
Good. So we have the invention. This period witnessed, let's say, many inventions.
Yeah.
Some inventions. The first one was the invention
The
of
most
the steam
important thing,
engine
yeah.
by Thomas Savery.
Yeah.
The second one, the beginning of the Industrial Revolution.
Because of it, yeah.
Yes,
Due to
because of the Industrial
the
Revolution.
invention, yeah.
And the next one, we have mass production of engines with different functions. Here, vehicles, cars, maybe trains. So here we can talk about mass production of engines
With different
with
functions.
different functions. Yes, that's it. Yeah. This is the European Renaissance. Now we can talk about the modern era, Mr. Hussam, please. Now, before going to talk about this, so the first, let me give the information which is put in the book, in the lesson. The first steam engine was built in the year 1698 by the mechanical engineer Thomas Savery. So this is the first, or this was the first steam engine in the world.
Yes.
It is a very, it's very important information. The development of this device, of course, led to the emergence, to the appearance, let's say, of the industrial revolution in the coming years, and which allowed the beginning of the mass production of engines of various functions. So after each invention, this invention led to another invention. So we have something in life which is development.
Yes.
Development, right?
Exactly.
People used to develop their life, to improve their life, and to think all the time with different ways how they can improve their life and how they can, let's say, find solutions to solve problems. What about the modern era, Mr. Hussam, please?
Okay. The modern era witnessed the emergence of mechanical engineering, especially by James Watt. This type of engineering specialized with machinery and maintenance tools. We also witnessed, or that period witnessed, chemical engineering during the 19th century, and another field of electronic engineering by James Maxwell and Henrik Hertz. Another type of engineering that started in that period was aeronautical engineering relating to planes and flying planes. Finally, during the modern era, there was what all of us live today, which is computer engineering. All of us use computers, mobile phones, due to this type of engineering, which is computer engineering, or let's say, yes, computer engineering. The first search engine was Archie, and it was invented by Alan Emtage.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Then we
Mr.
have many
Hussam.
types during
Of
the
course,
modern era.
now,
Yes.
because of, let's say, the great progress or advance in all sciences, let's say, we can say that we have integrated, let's say, sciences or integrated
Fields of
inventions.
science.
Let's say that, I mean, medicine cooperated with engineering, or the opposite.
So we have medical
So
engineering.
we have now medical engineering.
Yeah.
And we can talk about something more now. When we talk about genetics, at the end of the text, we will see that even in genetics, which is a science in medicine, doctors were able to use engineering to invent something, or
Yes.
which is very great in science or in
The
life.
textbook in the workbook.
Yes.
The text of
Be-
lesson
before,
4.
before we go on, I think we have a call, Mr. Hussam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Manar
Yes,
from Tartus.
yes, from Turkey.
Good afternoon, Manar. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, Manar, what is your question?
Well, I have a question about passive voice, please.
About passive voice, okay.
In the workbook, page 28, exercise A, sentence number 5.
In the workbook, page
Yeah, 28.
28, okay,
Exercise A.
exercise A. What about it?
Sentence number 5.
Sentence number 5. The professor is
Yeah.
showing his students the results of his research in the laboratory now.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. So the sentence is the professor. It is not our topic for today, but it's okay. We can do it with you. We can solve this one. It's okay. Mr. Hussam, please. The professor.
Exactly.
is the
What's the
sentence.
question exactly?
Sentence number 5.
Miss Manar,
Page
what's your question?
28.
I
Yeah.
have.
Good.
But
Okay,
what is
Manar,
the
you can
question?
talk to Mr. Hussam, please.
Hello, Manar.
Hi, sir.
Your question exactly, what is it?
Well, how this sentence going to be? Like, in other words, should I change the possessive adjective when I change into the passive voice?
The possessive adjective his, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. This sentence, I'm going to change the sentence into passive voice, okay? Would you please follow me?
Yeah.
The professor is showing his students the results of his research in the laboratory now.
She means that we have here two objects.
Two
Mr.
objects.
Hussam. His students, object number 1,
And the results of his-
object
yes,
number
two
2, the
objects, two
results of
ways.
his research.
And there is an extra question which is about the pronoun, the possessive adjective, sorry. His. Here, I think so.
It's okay.
Okay, the professor's students, the professor's genitive S, Manar, okay? The professor's students are being shown the results of
His research.
his research in the laboratory now. This is the first way. Or you can deal with the other object, which is the results of the professor's research.
Okay.
I think it's better to
Yes.
change his here
Okay.
to the
Are
professor.
being
Yes.
shown.
The results of the professor's research are being shown to his students in the laboratory now. I'm going to repeat the two answers or both
So,
of them.
Manar, we
Yeah.
have, as you can see here, we have two objects, right? You can, as
Deal-
you know the rule, how to change an active sentence into passive, right? First of all, step number 1, you have to use the object as a subject. So here, since we have two objects here, you can start with the first object. You can talk about the students and what is being done for them. Okay,
Yes.
so the students are being shown the results, or the results are being shown to the students. This is what Mr. Hussam
Yes,
means.
exactly.
Clear?
Okay,
Is
got
it clear?
Thank you.
But if you start your sentence with his students are being shown, students, who's the students? Hussam's students, Bas's students, Walat's students, whose students?
To
We
be
are
clear.
talking about the professor. So you have to mention
it's better.
the word professor. It would be better if
Exactly.
you mentioned it. So
Exactly.
you have to say the professor's students. I mean the students of the
Of the
professor.
professor.
Okay?
Okay.
Relating to the exam or to a test, your teacher may ask you or give you 4 choices. 2 of them are correct and the third is wrong, and the 4th choice may be both A or B, A and B. I think so, according to the multiple choice or multiple choice questions.
Okay.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, sir.
Any
Thank
question else?
No, thank you.
Thank you very much, Manar. Good luck. Thank you. Thanks for your call. Well, let's go on. Now, after the modern era, you have talked about the modern era, Mr. Hussam. Am I right?
Yes, but
You talked about the emergence of mechanical engineering by
Exactly.
James Watt.
chemical engineering.
Then,
Chemical
who is James Watt? He is
A mechanical engineer. He is a
Mechanical
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 yes.
engineer.
Specialized with mechanical
specialized in
engineering.
machinery and maintenance tools.
Yes, maintenance.
Maintenance tools. Oh, good.
Chemical engineering.
After that, we have chemical engineering in the 19th century.
Flourished during the 19th century. Yes,
After
exactly.
that, the field of electronic engineering
By James
appeared
Maxwell and Henry
by
Hertz.
James Maxwell and Heinrich Hertz.
Also during
Yes,
the 19th century,
yes, during
1886,
the 19th
88, I think,
century.
yes.
And the last one, aeronautical engineering. What do we mean by
Relating by
It is related
to flying planes.
flying planes,
and
planes,
designing
planes, aeronautical.
yes,
Yes,
flying.
it is a science,
Yeah.
right, by itself. So that's everything about it.
text.
What else, Miss Willa? Now, after this, we have the computer engineering, right?
Yeah.
This is the end.
The end.
Now, after that, in the computer engineering, we can talk about the first search engine, which is called Archie.
Yeah.
It was designed by Alan Emtage.
Yes.
Alan Emtage, this person
Is noticed to be
designed,
the first computer engineer.
yes, designed, or let's say found this first search engine.
Yes.
Good. After this, now we have some words, of course, in the text. Miss Wala, Mr. Hussam, dear students, of course we have a lot of words. It is an ordinary thing. When you read any text, even in grade 7, in grade 6, in grade 9, in grade 8, at university, wherever you read, wherever you are, so you will find new vocabs. It's an ordinary thing. Don't say that, oh my God, this text is difficult because there are some new words in it. Many new words in the text and I don't understand them. First of all, there is a good technique when you follow, or strategy. If you follow this strategy, you will make everything easier to you. I mean, according to the text, from the text or the context, you can understand some words, even when you don't know the meaning of these words.
Exactly.
You can guess, let's say, the meaning of these new words from the context. When you read the text, as you read the text, you will understand the meaning by yourself. There is no need to check them up in a dictionary. But sometimes you have to check the meaning of the word in a dictionary. And nowadays, you have a mobile, you have net, you have something called the
materials to
internet.
use,
At least.
You have many tools between or in hand. So you can use these tools to, let's say, to discover or to know, to find out the meanings of these words, and maybe more. You can go to the text itself in the net, or you can go to the e-book, which is found
Can I add something?
on the internet, and read more about engineering, get more information about engineering, and this is what we want.
Can I add
Search
something,
for
please?
information.
I want to add something, please. At least when you read for the first time as a student, you can get a rough idea about the word or the vocabulary found in the text. Then you are going to go to the drills, to the exercises after
Yes,
the text.
yes, yes.
Okay. It's something which is called skill, reading skill. After this skill, you have got many exercises, you have to do them. When you finish your practicing and doing your drills, and you don't understand the word, try to check it out or check it
So,
up from a dictionary.
That's it,
okay?
that's it, Mr. Hussam. Thank you very much. So the new template of the new exam focuses on comprehension, understanding,
exactly.
not to learn by heart or to focus on translation. It is a traditional method. So that's why we encourage and we insist on this point when we talk with our colleagues in the field, English of teachers, and we tell them that please don't follow the translation method. Focus on the ideas of the text. Make your students able to discuss the main ideas of the text, of the text, of the reading text itself. Then after that, as you said, Mr. Hussam, okay, we have some details, we have some new words. Let's go on and talk about these new words, find the meaning of these words.
Just like this
and
example now.
Try to relate each idea with another, try to discuss this idea with another idea. This is what we want. Because in the exam, students we are not going to ask the students to translate the words into Arabic. So we are going to ask them about the ideas of the text, about different information, different skills. So here we have to focus on the skill. Now, in order not to waste the time, to use the time as we can, let's go on to talk about or the new words, the highlighted words in the text itself. So, Mr. Hussam, I think, can you start, or Miss Wala?
It's okay.
It's okay. The floor is yours.
Now,
you can start.
Read the text and try to guess the meaning of the highlighted words. Then match them with their definitions below. The first one, a simple machine used to lift something heavy. This is related to liver.
Good.
It means liver. The next one, number 2, a machine that separates the seeds of a cotton plant from the cotton. And this is gin.
So a gin is a machine that separates the seeds of a cotton plant from the cotton itself.
3,
Good.
the science of designing, making, and flying planes, and this is aeronautical. Then if I want to define the word aeronautical, it's a science of designing, making, and flying planes.
Good.
Number 4, a piece of equipment consisting of a wheel over which a rope or chain is pulled to lift heavy things. And this is the definition of the word pulling.
Yes. Number 5, actions performed to keep a machine or system functioning or in service. It's maintenance. Number 6, to rise something to a higher position. It's elevate. And the last one, a period of 1,000 years, millennium.
So actions performed to keep a machine or system functioning or working well. I mean, in a good, let's say, in a good condition, and give good service, we call it maintenance. So maintenance, this is the meaning of maintenance. To maintain a machine is to keep it in good condition and
keep
in
it
service.
working, yeah.
Keep it working.
Yeah.
Number 6, to raise something to higher position.
Yeah, it's elevate.
It is the to elevate something.
Elevate as a
to
verb.
elevate something is to raise it to
higher
a higher position. Thank you very much. Number 7, a period
the next exercise.
of one.
The next exercise.
We have number 7,
Yeah.
millennium.
Yeah.
The word millennium,
It means
here,
1,000 years.
a period of 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So millennium means a period of 1,000 years. A century is a period of 100 years. A decade
10
is
years.
a period of 10 years.
Yes.
So most students, all the students, not most of them, must know this information. Let's go on. Now
The next
we
exercise.
have another exercise.
Yes. Read the text again. Look at the list of people and the statements below. Match each statement with the person to whom it refers. The first sentence, number 1. He developed the world's first internet search engine. And this is talking about Mr. Alan Emtage.
Who developed the world's first internet search engine?
The engineer Alan Emtage.
Yes.
Number 2.
Who
he
helped
helped
to develop
specialized machinery and their maintenance tools, and this is talking about James Watt.
Good.
The next one, his invention was the foundation stone of the Industrial Revolution.
What do you mean when we say the foundation stone?
The first step,
The
let's say.
basis. The basis.
The base,
Yes,
yes,
the base.
or the first step in that field.
Yes, yes.
His invention was the foundation stone in the Industrial Revolution,
Good.
and this is talking about Thomas
Savery.
Savery, yes.
Yeah. Number 4, the field of electronics and electronic engineering emerged in the late 19th century. It was by James Maxwell and Heinrich Hertz.
Good.
Yeah, and the last one, the pioneer of engineering who built a pyramid in Egypt, he was Imhotep.
Imhotep, he is the pioneer of engineering. Pioneer.
Civil architecture, yes, exactly.
What do we mean when we say the pioneer?
He's
We
the
have
first person
first.
that takes
some machines
Yeah,
or took the first
This-
step.
market, right?
yeah,
Called pioneer.
pioneer.
So what do we mean when we say pioneer?
It's
Pioneer.
like
The first
a
one?
leader. Yeah,
Yes, the leader.
yeah.
The leader of
Who
engineering.
started
started
doing something. Yeah,
engineering,
Yes.
the science of engineering, when he built a pyramid in
in
Egypt.
Egypt.
Imhotep. Good. And then We have another exercise.
Yes.
Yes.
Do the following statements agree with the information given in the text? Write true if the statement agrees with the information. False if the statement contradicts the information, or not given if there is no information on this.
Here, this exercise itself is a sample for the exam.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So, this is what we want. Some teachers, some colleagues are asking us, or from time to time they ask us about, let's say, the items or the questions in the for reading. I can answer very easily. You have many samples in our books. Here we can give four choices: true, false, not given, and maybe something else. We can give three false
Yeah.
statements
And
one true statement,
Yeah.
or we
Vice
can
versa.
give one information, one choice which is not mentioned in the text, and we can ask the student which information
Was not mentioned.
is
in the
not
text.
found in the text, or not mentioned
Not
in the text,
mentioned.
or not given in the text, and we give three ideas
Mentioned
that
in the
mentioned
text.
in the text.
that are mentioned
Yeah.
in the text, and one of them, or of the four choices, is not mentioned in the text. This is another technique, or another way, sorry, to ask about comprehension, this skill,
Exactly.
the reading. So we can give many questions in this field. We can ask them to choose the correct completion according to the text. We can give the students 4 completions and a sentence which needs a completion from the text, which corresponds to the text. So he has to
The
read the text
information.
very well
Exactly.
and to choose which choice is the correct choice to complete this sentence from the
According
text.
to the text.
According to the text.
Exactly.
Which is maybe information. We can talk about an idea or information in the text, and he has to complete it. Not literally. I'm not talking about copy and paste. This is a traditional method. Forget about this method. Don't copy words from the text and ask them, because the students will be able easily to answer any
complete,
question.
yeah.
So we want them to think, because it is the skill. Comprehension needs thinking and analyzing. So to choose and decide the correct answer or the correct choice. Let's go on.
Okay, number 1, to develop useful tools and objects. All types of today engineering depend on all basic inventions such as lever and pulley. And this is a true sentence or statement.
Good.
The next one,
Of course, all types
Imhotep.
of today engineering depend on all.
Exactly.
It is
basic
clear.
inventions.
Yes.
Imhotep invented the first steam engine in the world. And this is false.
No.
We can make it true because the students may be asked to what?
To correct.
To correct.
If the statement contradicts the information or not given, if there is no here, the exercise, there is no mentioning them. We don't mention, or we don't ask the student to correct the information. Just he has to say true or
Okay,
false
sorry,
or
that
not
was
given.
about
That's
the-
it.
the
But
last
here it's
curriculum, yes.
okay if we correct the
Okay,
sentence.
okay.
It is
The correction
false.
is Imhotep is credited with first using columns in architecture, or we can make it in
Good,
another way.
good.
Thomas Savery invented the first engine in the
Okay,
world.
Okay.
The third sentence, Eli Whitney patented
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 patent,
the cotton
patented.
gin in 1793.
Yes.
Patented means that he was the first one who invented it, and this information is not given in the text.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Number
good,
4,
good.
the invention of James Watt contributed to the growth of mechanical engineering. It's true. Number 5, aeronautical engineering is related to the design of electronic machines. It's false. Because aeronautical engineering deals with aircraft design.
So,
No, it's false.
number 6.
And the last one, Archie is a pre-web internet search engine implemented by Alan Emtage. It's not given here.
Yes, that's
sorry,
right.
sorry.
Archie is a pre-web internet search engine. Archie is mentioned in
Not in
the
the
text,
text.
but
Not in the
not
text.
this
Not
way.
in the textbook,
Yeah.
in our
In the-
sheet
in-
paper
yes,
here.
Yeah.
Archie is a pre-web internet search engine implemented by Alan Emtage.
It's a
In
true
the
information.
text,
Yeah,
we
it's
said
true.
Alan Emtage invented or designed the first
Without
internet
mentioning
engine.
its name.
But we didn't mention
Yeah.
Its
the
name,
name
yes.
of the program or the app
Yeah.
or the
So it's
engine,
not
the
given.
search engine.
Not
So
given.
here it is mentioned, it's okay. So it is not,
Not
given. This
given, yeah.
information
Not
is not
given in the
given
textbook.
Exactly.
in the text. Exactly. Now we can go on. We have some phrasal verbs in the vocabs. We have some vocabs, prepositions of movement, and we have phrasal verbs.
Phrasal verbs.
Let's go on because we have only 5 minutes, please.
Okay, the first one, make sure you check the joints over before you leave today.
The laptop, please.
It means check over means to inspect for any faults, errors, or defects. Number two, the carpenter has used a special hammer to drive the nails into the finished doors. Drive into means to force something into something else by hitting
Yes.
it.
A hammer, for example.
Yes, a hammer, for
Yes.
example. Three, this harsh environment is going to eat away this concrete over time.
Erode or
Yes.
corrode.
Erode or corrode.
Yes.
Yes.
And number 4, the workers had to fence the area off in order not to harm anybody during the work. It means to restrict access using some kind of barrier. Number 5, I have to jack up the car to change the tire. Jack up means to raise using some kind of mechanic or hydraulic device.
Good.
And the last one, we'll have to pull the old building down before they start work. It means to destroy something quite big.
Good. And the last one, Ms. Ola, number 7.
Yeah, number 7, we need to shore up the roof before it falls down. It means to support something or keep it from falling by placing something under
Yes. Thank you very
or
much.
against it. Yeah.
Now, let's go on to talk about grammar now.
Yes.
In grammar, we have the causative. The laptop, please. What about the causative, Mr. Hussain?
Causative verb. This grammatical rule.
The laptop,
Is
please.
it-
Thank you.
This
Thank you,
grammatical
thank you.
rule is used to say that you have asked someone else to do the job instead of you. For example, in sentences like my father mended the car himself, this is an active sentence. My father did the job himself.
It means that he himself,
himself, yes, did
mended
the job.
the car,
Yeah, the doer.
not anyone else.
Another sentence, the car was mended by my father, and this is passive voice, which was discussed in unit number 3 in the book. But now,
Here we
three-
are talking about what happened to the subject,
To the
not
subject.
what the subject did.
Yes.
So when we read,
For
all
the
students
subject
must
or to
know
the
that.
subject, yes.
Any student, when he reads a sentence, if the sentence tells you what the subject did, I mean the subject is the doer of the action, it is active.
It's active.
Active.
If he reads a sentence and it tells him what happened to the subject, it is called passive.
Passive, yeah.
And this is another structure.
Yes. The third one,
And the last one,
like my father had the car mended. This is the causative situation. Here
father.
we have got my father, the subject, and the verb have or maybe get.
Yes.
Sometimes, if you like to use get, and the object, which is the car, and verb 3 past participle, which is mended.
in fact, Mr. Hussam, we have many causative verbs in English, not only have
Yeah.
or get.
Yes,
have
exactly.
make,
We
like-
have let, we have allow,
Make.
we have
The ones-
make,
Yeah.
we
The ones
have many
discussed-
causative verbs.
The ones discussed in the
Yes.
textbook in unit number 4.
Get and have.
get and
Why?
have.
Because after the object, we use
Yes.
verb 3.
Verb
Yes.
three, yeah.
But other causative verbs, after the object, we
infinitive.
use
Infinitive.
infinitive. For
Exactly.
example, I allow Hussam use my laptop.
This is causative.
So here,
Yes.
after Hussam, we have zero form.
Zero form.
Or to use. I allow him use or allow him to use.
use.
Both are correct. But in case we have or get, after the object, Mr. Hussam, as you said, we
Yes.
have verb 3.
Verb 3 past
So
participle.
that's why we chose these two verbs
And
only.
here there is a question, an important question. Is the causative similar or not similar to the passive?
Yes.
Let's look at this. Jack is fixing my car. I know who is doing the job. Jack is the doer. In another sentence, my car is being fixed. somebody is doing the job for me. And when I say I am having my car fixed, I am responsible for causing someone to do the job. I asked or have asked that someone to do the job for
I'm sorry,
me.
we have a call.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Your name, please?
Fatin.
Okay, Fatin, your question, please.
May I ask a question? In the student book, page 50.
33, student's book?
Student book, page 50.
50, okay. Your question?
It's exercise 5 in the review.
Yes.
It's a review.
Sentence number 5.
Number 5, very soon. This one?
Is it better to say electric or electrical?
Electric power will be supplied by underground cables or electrical power. It is electric power.
Electric
Why?
power.
Because electrical is related to, let's say, industry. When we have an electrical machine, not electric machine.
That's an
Say,
adjective too.
it is related to power, okay?
Yes, exactly.
So it's okay to use electric. Okay, Fatin?
Okay, thank
Okay,
you very
thanks
much.
for your
sir.
call. Thank you. Let's go back. Hussam, please.
Okay. Now,
We have 2 minutes only.
2 minutes.
Yes.
Let's talk about
The form. I had my
okay, the
computer
form.
fixed by a programmer. Right?
The form of the causative verb is
Yes.
subject plus have or get plus object plus past participle.
Yes.
Example, I had my computer fixed by a programmer.
Now,
Me caused the action to happen, which is I had. It's have in the past because it's a main verb here. The
Yes.
verb have or get, main verb, and they can be in any tense.
Okay.
Present simple, continuous, perfect, etc. And the object, which is my computer, and finally fixed verb 3 or past participle, and the rest of the
the use,
sentence.
Miss Wala, please.
Yeah, the first one, have something done, is used to refer to actions which are done for the subject rather than by the subject. Maybe he bade, asked, or persuaded someone to do. For example, I don't know how to repair cars, so I'm having mine repaired at the garage. The second use, we
Okay.
use it to talk about something that happens to someone, something which is unpleasant or outside the control. The subject has no involvement in it. For example, I stood so close to the fire that I got my legs burnt.
Good. Thank you very much. That's it. So this is the present simple, has or have. We use verb to have. If we want to use the causative in the present simple, we can use have or has and
Yeah.
get or gets.
Get or gets, yeah.
When we want to use the causative in the present continuous, we use verb to be with have or get. We can say I am having, he is getting, he is having, and an object, then we have verb 3. That's everything about the causative form. Thanks a lot, my dear colleagues. Well, unfortunately, time
Yeah,
is
run out.
over. We have another exercise about the causative, but it's okay. We depend on our colleagues in the field, the English of teachers in the field. They can do the exercises in this unit for the students and give extra help to the students, especially when they deal with the workbook. So the students get help from their teachers when they do exercises in the workbook. At the end, dear students, dear colleagues, at the end of this seminar, let me thank you for your follow-up. And my dear colleagues in the studio, Miss Wala Safir, an English teacher from Damascus countryside, thank you very much, you both, for preparing this great file indeed. And Mr. Hussam Mahmoud, an English teacher from Tartus Directorate, thanks a lot, Mr. Hussam,
Welcome.
for coming. Dear students, dear colleagues, till we meet in other seminars, we wish you all the best and goodbye. Thank you.